What's up? This is A Quest for Knowledge. I am Ray. This is Ace. And we are happy to be here with 0 viewers. Yeah, we're happy to be here. Once we start getting people,
Yeah, tear us down at the beginning.
Yeah, like you got to tear yourself down at the beginning because you're not going to achieve anything at the beginning. You start to slowly achieve. We'll start to slowly grow.
It takes work. Hopefully, we can get this like get this going in a way to where we can take it out, side and actually talk to people. Like that way, we can make it a little bit more like the atheist experience, where we actually interact with people. Since nobody knows who the fuck we are.
Yeah, that'd definitely be a boost.
Yeah,
but that's also why I want to get content.
Of course, yeah.
Let's create our content.
And that's exactly why I'm not saying, let's just fucking go. Let's just fucking do it.
Yeah. Well, we definitely need to set up. I'll get started on that. That's why I have the debate tips and everything.
I've been on Google Maps trying to figure out a perfect spot.
Perfect spot to do it.
Yeah, the perfect.
I mean, you can even check on Google Maps when is the spot the most busy.
Yeah.
Right. And what times, and then we'll go by that, and then we'll interact with more people within that time.
Yeah. I was thinking Hemet Valley Mall. It'd honestly be the best place because we could either walk around, ask people some questions and shit, and get them on camera and saying shit like that.
I mean, any place we go, we're going to try to remember to announce the location in which we're in, right? And then
we're not giving exact locations though.
People could just, and then bam.
I say we don't give a location.
He said why?
Because these fuckers, nah. I'm not talking about the people viewing. I'm talking about the people viewing the people viewing. Us viewing them. Oh.
Man, it's whatever. They can track us whenever.
No, but yeah. Fuck it.
But yeah, we can give pretty precise locations and whatever. Especially if we're going to, these places that have a lot of people and they're big, large places. We can even promote them or whatever. Probably not, but yeah. But I do feel like that'll cause problems if we were to live stream it. Not if we're. I mean, I don't know. I don't think anyone would target us.
Once again, that's further down the line.
Yeah, it's much further down the line. But again, I don't think anyone will target us for.
No, I don't think so. No.
What we say or thing. I mean, maybe
maybe it's
cops could do it. We don't like cops. We don't like.
I'll say it's a 5% chance.
Yeah, I mean, any random person could attack any other random person just because.
At any point.
So it's about a 5% chance.
It's like let's say the first day we go live and we get attacked by somebody. Some random guy.
Yeah, that's pretty slim chances. And I mean, if we were to go live again and then get attacked by someone, maybe we should reconsider.
Yeah, but once again, we're talking about the future. We're talking about the future.
Yeah, we're talking about the future.
But yeah, we will eventually get out there and start talking to people to increase our follower base.
Yeah. Anyways, today's video is about the wow signal. If you've heard of it, you've heard of it. If you haven't, I'll explain.
Well, Ray, what's the wow signal?
The wow signal is not fucking. We're not gonna be doing that.
We could do a whole routine.
Yeah. Do like musicals.
I just think we just decided on not to do the routine.
Let's take another break because that was about a 40-minute video before. We had a break at 10 minutes into it. But anyways, as he prepares something that I can't say
on camera.
Yeah. Anyways, right, the wow signal, right? It hasn't been decoded since the leading cause currently as of sometime in 2024. I need to look up exactly when, right? They said that it was likely caused by a rare astronomical or astrophysical. A rare astrophysical event, right? Such as astrophysical. I've never. That's why I love doing research, right?
That's why it's a quest for knowledge. We love learning shit.
Yeah, astrophysical event, right? Stellar emissions, energizing cold hydrogen clouds, or a cold hydrogen cloud, to be more precise, since it's only it's such a rare event that it only happened once, and it was the only time we were ever to detect it.
That's crazy.
I mean, I don't know. I have to do my research on this as well, but I haven't. Right? It was apparently disassembled, right, or dismantled, or whatever. But probably whatever. It was apparently disassembled in 1998, right, and started in 1977, right. So, it was only there for a short time, and if they were, short time compared to the large Cosmo events, that we, want to observe. And I don't know if any other team has taken over, after after it was done for it, So that's really what I need to do my research on, to see if anyone else has, took up the field of research to know whether or not the signal has been sent again or other signals like it. There most likely was, since there was a few other signals that I'll get to later on, such as the ones that we've sent and the ones that we've received, right? But they wouldn't call them signals per se, or they wouldn't call them messages, but I don't know, phenomenon probably, or signals. I don't know. These are the ones we sent and the ones we got received. The blinking signal is another one that I'll talk about and go more into detail, such as the wow signal. Right? The blinking signal is a signal that we've been receiving every 22 minutes for the past 30 years or so. And yeah, it's a continuous signal. I haven't looked up the range of the signal, how strong it was, all this other stuff. So I don't have much data on that. The 18-minute signal, there might be, I've done no research on that other than, mysterious radio signals received. You can Google that if you want. I don't care. Fast radio burst, or FRB. And then there's one that's just a bunch of shit, letters and numbers. ASKPA. Oh no, I'm sorry. Wait. ASKAP. J1935 plus 2148. Another one that don't know what all that shit is or what it means or whatever. But, and then there's other ways that we, there's the signals that we've sent out. Oh, wait, I forgot about Oumuamua. The fucking interstellar rock, supposedly, right? Fucking asteroid that's, that's real flat shaped, right? Kind of looks like the cigar shaped craft.
Well, it went from being an asteroid to a comet, to an asteroid to a comet,
right,
to space debris or some shit.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, the only observable picture that we have of it is like a bright dot on, I guess at the moment it would have been a screen, when they were monitoring, I suppose. But yeah, on this picture, which is crazy.
A monitor?
Yeah, a monitor, but
yeah,
I guess it would have been a screen is what I was, but I meant, I was going to say either a screen or a picture is what I was going to,
Okay. Yeah.
But, anyways, the wow signal, right, describing it in more detail, is a strong radio signal that was detected by Ohio State University's Big Ear Radio Telescope. If you heard of it, you heard of it. If you haven't, I'll go into more detail later. I'm gonna say that a lot. Just a lot.
See, you're more of the guy to do shit like that. I'm more of the spokesmodel, because when you say hi and how you doing, and you're more like this and talking like that. And me, I'm like,
I just
hey.
don't like. Yeah, I don't know. Just like saying hi and stuff, like any sort of greeting, automatically feels like a human thing, And I just don't like abiding by human traditions, Like, I don't know. I feel like I should make my own traditions or go by no traditions. And then make shit up as I go along. Fucking, shit like that. Anyways, yeah. It was detected in August 15, 1977. Oh, I think I messed up and said the building was created that year. I messed up. I take that back if that's what I said. Whatever. Anyways, yeah, that's when the message was detected. It was a narrowband signal to appear to come from the direction of what is this? Sagittarius. Sagittarius constellation.
Sagittarius? Where? Of
Sagittarius.
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 Sagittarius
Whatever constellation. Anyways, it came from that constellation, and it only lasted about 72 seconds. The person didn't directly listen to it, right? Which was Jerry R.
Vanderbilt.
Ehrman?
Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt.
The Wunderwaffen. The Wunderwaffen.
Wunderwaffen. The German is very exact. Fucking can't tell. Speaking of, that's what the Wunderwaffen was. That it's not what it was called. It was called the Nazi Bell. Right. Before it was their redesign, I suppose.
Well, the German name is Glocken.
Yeah, the Glocken.
The Glocken.
Or the bell. Right.
Das Glocken. The Glocken.
Yeah, the
Das
strange,
Glocken.
the symbols that you've seen, right? Or the inscriptions. Well, the symbols you've seen were inscriptions on this, supposed bell or device. I'm not sure who got them, who was able to memorize all of them, or if they were able to be exact or replicas of, or maybe not replicas, but representations of these symbols and shit. But that's a later video, right? Anyways, I wanted to talk about the WOW signal because signals from space, okay? I mean, there are multiple ways to detect, life somewhere else, right? We go along the methods of exoplanets, right, or outer planetary, outer solar planets, the planets that are out of our solar system, and I'm pretty sure the James Webb or Hubble, probably the James Webb, is able to detect certain chemicals within the atmosphere of exoplanets, if I'm not mistaken, or detect the exoplanets based off the chemicals of the radiation, based off the chemicals, components of the planets, or the stars, or whatever. Because I know they have the light method and then the chemical method. You doing that? I could cut it out, put a...
Yeah, you can box you in there, cut this whole part out.
Yeah, or just do...
What do you mean?
Like scrap the whole video.
What do you mean?
A picture.
A picture?
Yeah.
Why not just zoom in on your face?
Yeah, I could just zoom in on your face.
Eventually we're going to be putting our names down here like Atheist Experience.
Yeah, we should. Right? Yeah. I'll look into doing that as well. So that I can put that onto every...
Yeah, it'll show it right there.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
And then you can zoom into your face, you'll be talking whenever I'm talking, and then you Atheist Experience shit, zoom in whenever you feel.
Yeah, all right, we'll take a break real quick, but we'll get back to the subject.
Guten Tag, mein Name ist Ace.
Yeah. Right, the WOW signal. And other signals. Right. We can start talking about the ones that we've sent up. We sent up a couple of signals before this event took place, the WOW signal event. Right. The Arcado message. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. But Arcedo.
It's a lot of messages coming from space.
No, this one was sent out. But there were
it's a lot of messages being sent into space.
Yeah, but there were a lot of messages received from space, but we wouldn't call them messages. We would call them, I don't know.
If it's a one-time phenomenon and it only happened once, what can you conclude from that? And if it happens regularly, as some of these do, what can you conclude from that?
Yeah.
Like,
but yeah,
and then why send out so many of our own messages?
Yeah.
After receiving messages, why would we send out so many?
Right. I mean, what would be the point of the golden records on the Voyager crafts? Like, that would seem to indicate that we may have, found, intelligent life. Right?
Days after receiving one signal from space.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but it happened. Or was it days after? Was it years after?
Was it
a couple of years?
Was it a couple of years?
I don't know. I think so. The Voyager crashed. Let me see. Nope, it was 5 days after. Yeah. Voyager 2 was sent out first in August 20th of 1977. Right. 5 days after receiving the WOW signal. Right. Not saying that those two are connected at all. Just saying that it's a bit weird that we would receive this message, after we've already sent out, 2, maybe more, I'm not sure, right? But the Arcedo message, right, in 1974, November 16th, right? And the Morse message in 1962. The dogs are barking out there a little bit. We don't have dogs, it's neighbors' dogs, but we don't mind them barking as long as, they're kind of interrupting a little bit. Probably get some noise from that window back there a little bit too, but it's fine.
It's further away.
Yeah, and the Morse message in 1962, right? We sent out these messages, right? I need to do more research into the Morse message, right? But and the Arcedo message, right? But it's the first. The Arcedo message was the first intentional radio signal sent, and I'm not sure what that makes the Morse message. I'm not sure if it was a radio signal, then could have been on a satellite or on a rocket or whatever. But again, I need to do more research into that to speak about it, right? But both of these messages were sent before, right, receiving the receiving the WOW signal. And then I need to do more research into the other signals that were sent, such as the received, such as the blinking signal, the 18-minute signal, the fast radio burst, and the one that's just numbers and shit. And then I think NASA or someone else received laser transmission as well.
Just numbers and shit.
Yeah. Letters and numbers. ASKAP.
Just call it ask.
Yeah, ask. The ask message. Yeah, that'll work. Right. But there are other ways of detecting intelligent alien life, right? Such as the chemical method, which I mentioned, right, and technosignatures, right, such as trying to look for any advanced alien technology or intelligent technologies, such as Dyson spheres, radio pulses, right, artificial chemicals, right, and gamma ray emissions. Right, Dyson spheres, I'm sure you guys have heard about these, right, the 7 Dyson spheres that they may have found, right, and the only reason why I label them Dyson spheres is because of what was theorized about Dyson spheres and them possibly emitting infrared light, right? And going along the religious aspect, you want to go?
Oh, some people think these fucking things are angels. What the fuck is wrong with people?
Yeah, based upon the description of angels in some.
It's in some context in the Bible
Right.
where it describes what an angel is.
But it describes them as people also.
Yeah, it also describes them as actual fucking humans. Some not humans, but humanoid.
Right.
I would say.
Yeah. And then another way is exoplanet atmospheres, right? That can also be composed of, artificial chemicals.
Mm.
You know, within the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Such as, if civilization might have factories, right? Or whatever the chemtrails are.
I mean, yeah, that's what we're doing to our own planet, no?
Yeah.
Artificial chemicals are being pumped into the air.
Even, fuel being burnt. Fossil fuels being burnt.
I mean, that's also artificial. It's turned into what we use for car fuel.
Yeah. And shit like that, right? And then I'll also talk about the messages, right, in more depth later on, right? I think I've said enough about the WoW signal, but again, there will be another video about it, talking about it in much more depth when I do a lot more research. I did a little bit of research into the WoW signal, and then more research into other signals that we've sent and received for purposes of trying to figure out whether or not alien life actually does exist within the galaxy, and not just saying that, oh yeah, well I kind of think that it's possible. I mean, humans are possible, so why not? And then look at all the other diverse life on the planet. You know,
I mean, I think that's exactly where we're gonna try to take it for like the same way that theists try to prove their religions and shit like that. We're gonna try to take it from maybe to definitely.
Mm-hmm.
The whole idea of aliens and stuff like that. Hopefully we can live long enough to actually make an impact on some shit like this.
Right.
Because we need to come together as a planet. That's where a lot of our root arguments are going to come from. The alien life, the ideas of the universe is what inspires us. What are you trying to do, center me?
Yeah.
The ideas of the universe is what inspired us to go on this entire journey, to start learning as much as possible. If these aliens and all of these extraterrestrial stories, alien abductions, UFO sightings, all of this, has any bearing whatsoever, then it makes us look at all of the theist arguments. Do any of these have any bearing whatsoever?
That they have actually seen something but misinterpreted it. Right, that's why we love the ancient alien aspect of that. Right, These people saw things and misinterpreted them as something else,
and that goes along with the percentage of how much we would believe something. You know, like how much evidence or proof is there, as well as any argument that could be presented.
Right. I mean, when, let's say, one of your family members said, I get that religious people do this shit all the time, and they bring up a fucking metaphor, and then they're all over a fucking scenario, and it's like, who cares, right? But anyways, right, let's say that one of your family members seen something, right, that they couldn't explain within the skies, right? Or, something in the skies that they couldn't explain, right? Or let's say that they could explain it, and they said that it was a craft. They knew for a fact it was a craft that passed right overhead. Right. Would you believe them or not? Right. This is someone that you know and have trusted your entire life, probably. Depending on which family member you've chosen. But if you have a family member that you trust, or a friend that you trust, or just a person in general that you trust, right? Let's say it was a clone of yourself. If you don't have anyone to trust, Anyways.
I mean, I've seen plenty of UFOs, unidentified flying objects, and I've tried to identify them. Like I've already understood what UFOs were. We were already interested in all. For one, we used to be theists. Like we used to be very interested in supernatural things, ghosts, spirits, all of that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But then we transitioned from theists to kind of agnostic or more spiritual than anything else.
Yeah. And then we went from that to atheists. Right. So where we in fact need a lot more evidence than presented.
Yes.
But with the evidence presented, it's not like we have, you can make no real conclusions from it, seemingly, right? I mean, you have evidence, right? And there's a certain amount of evidence that can be presented within a courtroom that can then find someone guilty, right? But if you have the same evidence for UFOs, right, then it's
somehow not as credible.
Yeah, somehow not as credible or not reliable, right? But the one key evidence that that's also in the courtroom that could be useful for UFOs, right, is physical evidence, right? But how the fuck can you get physical evidence of an event that happened one time overall, right? I would go to the conclusion that you would probably need the crash that were said to be crashed, right? But how do you recover shit that the government has already recovered? If they've actually recovered something, you know, and then you go along these other lines and shit.
And once again, coming back to the percentage of how much we would believe something, I like to take the approach of L, all-inspiring leader,
Yeah,
a great thinker. L and Light Yagami is like two of my greatest fucking philosophical detective motherfuckers. Like besides Sherlock Holmes and Batman, those are my two guys.
yeah. The characters themselves, not the person who wrote the anime.
Yeah, not the person who wrote.
I mean,
I'll give that person credit as
yeah,
well.
we'll give him credit as well.
Yeah,
But
the two characters, I like to take the approach of L. He couldn't prove Light Yagami was Kira. He couldn't prove it. He knew it was.
Yeah. And by every measure,
all
he
the
had
evidence.
a suspicion.
Exactly.
And that suspicion was what he said 4%, and then it jumped up.
It goes up to 8. Let's say, you know.
But anyways, he couldn't prove that he was Kira, but he also couldn't. I mean, every attempt that he made to try and disprove it was also ineffective.
Exactly.
But he didn't stop trying to see if this person is Kira or not.
Exactly.
Kira.
But and I like to take that approach with everything. Like I'll give a percentage of how much I could believe such a thing. For example, the existence of aliens somewhere within the universe, life on other planets. What is the percentage on that that I would give on how much I believe that? I would say 60%. I'm 60% sure. No, I'll probably give it a much larger. I'm 92% sure that there's life somewhere in the universe. That there's life on another planet. How sure am I that they've come to this planet or that they've communicated with us in some way? Now the percentage drops a lot more. I would say it's probably down to 40%.
Right, because of the signals that I just, spoke about. Again, it could be some cosmic event that, we don't know about, right, that we observed for the first time.
All right.
In that moment.
And that's what, but we would have to observe something similar in order to, categorize it and label it, all right, this is a natural phenomenon. It's called such and such.
Yeah, but again, I'll do more research and create an entire video based on the WOW signal itself, right, and how they came about the conclusion of the cause of it, right, where they, again, it was I'm pretty sure the paper, it was probably a paper published, right, came out in like 2024, but the observations were made in, I think, 2020, right, of, I think, another event similar to it. But again, I need to do my research on that, and I'm not going to completely speak on it and say that it's fact.
All right. And, here's another thing. Even if a civilization doesn't invent space travel, for example, they could have communication far better than our own. And if the Andromeda Galaxy is heading towards us, our Milky Way galaxy is in some way, going to be destroyed or, whatever, then it would be the responsibility of every single planet, every single star system. Of course, that life exists on or within to do something about it, or to tell everyone else, or to make preparations. I don't know, to do something. What would you do?
Again, though, we're looking for not just life as we know it, but also probably intelligent life as we know it.
All right.